Hey, are you having a good day? Well, not anymore, because I'm about to go full Poseidon on your ass and hit you with the cold water. If you're like me, you've been a long-time devout follower of Zeus, and why wouldn't you be? The guy had a direct hand in our creation. He's showered us with blessings and amazing heroes' tales. Dude is seriously just one of the most revered and respected gods in general. Until now. Yep, turns out Mr. Grease Lightning ain't quite the Elysium shoo-in we thought he was, because recently several women came forward accusing him of some pretty heinous shit. And now the man's reputation is plummeting like Icarus on a sunny day. Somebody call Aesop, because we've got a serious moral dilemma on our hands here. The guy has been accused of kidnapping, unwanted transfiguration, assault, sexual assault while in the form of unwanted transfiguration, child abandonment. It just keeps going on and on and on. It would take longer to go through all this than it took Odysseus to get home. And this story is still developing. It's like the Hydra of controversy. You get through one accusation and two more pop up in its place. Pandora's box has been opened, only this time there's no hope at the bottom. I'm just gonna drop the sarcasm for a minute here. This is seriously fucked up. I mean, I feel so blindsided, and if even half of these accusations are true, Zeus is absolutely cooked from this point forward. I swear, even Sisyphus couldn't push this guy back up to the top. He's lost in the labyrinth without a yarn ball, and from now on, he's gonna have more eyes on him than Argus. Some of this behavior is just wild beyond comprehension. Like, I'm honestly starting to think that the reason Pan died was because he saw what Zeus was doing and just couldn't go on anymore. This weirdo has been forcing himself on women while taking the forms of geese, eagles, snakes, satyrs, ants, however the fuck that works, cows, his own daughter at one point. Like, you have to try to be this weird. It's a Heraclean task that absolutely no one was asking him to do, but he went, fuck it, I'm doing it. Dude was so ready to punish Ixion, Lycaon, and Tantalus for what they did, and rightfully so. But all this time, Zeus himself was like the god king of creepy behavior. Or I guess like King Midas, only if everything he touched turned to victimhood. And of course, there's a whole bunch of smooth-brained degenerates actually defending Zeus right now. Bunch of little koala moses acting like they belong in an Aristophanes play. They're going around with their whole chest proclaiming Zeus did nothing wrong, women have no rights anyway, we don't need to treat them like people, it doesn't matter what a man does to a woman behind closed doors or in public, especially when he's a deity. And there are also some dudes claiming this is just another Cassandra situation where the women are obviously lying and there's no reason to listen to anything they say. I'd love to see them bring that same energy into a temple of Artemis and watch what happens next, but we all know that ain't gonna happen. These are definitely the types of guys who have never had a woman catch a single apple they've thrown. Now they've been completely overcome by Zealous, and boy is it showing. Just spewing more crap out of their mouths than a cult of Sterculius. I've seen drunken maenads who can articulate words better than these troglodytes. But yeah, they're out there going to war in a way that would make even Ares blush. Seriously, this is just so much chaos, I gotta ask if Eris has a hold on all her apples. If you want a break from all this, though, you should come join me at twitch.tv/moistmythical. Would love to see you there. Come join if you want Priapus to put a few extra Doctylos on your penis. One thing I don't really see a lot of people talking about, even though it's just as gross, is the way he treated his children. Like, apparently as soon as he knocked these women up, he basically acted like he took a dip in the river Lethe. Like, kids? What kids? I don't have kids. Who are you? What are kids? I don't know what any of this is. Not my problem, peace out. So yeah, looks like we may have a new contender for Uranus's crown of worst father in all of Greek history. Although his wife ain't no Gaia, cause apparently Hera was an absolute gorgon to his victims. Goddess of marriage and children? Yeah, more like goddess of being a bitch, because turns out Hera took it upon herself to torture and even attempt to kill all of his victims and children. While we were down here praying for rain and good blessings, Zeus and Hera were up there thinking about who they could fuck over next. One of these women even had to run all the way to Egypt to get away from these two. As of now, there's been no official response from Mount Olympus. There has been a statement from Poseidon saying that Zeus is no more a predator than he is, but like a wooden horse at the gates of Troy, I don't trust it. Dude's clearly been hanging out underwater with his Cyclops buddies for too long, because those of us with 2 eyes can clearly see that something ain't right here. Fucking Tiresias could see what's wrong with this situation. Alright, Zeus, people are waking up. You can't rely on Hypnos forever. It's absolute insano style out there. The kind of madness even Dionysus couldn't have cooked up. This isn't the Titan, Zeus. You can't just lock it away and hope it never bothers you again. At some point, you're gonna have to make like Apollo and face the music. Or maybe he's just gonna sit back and hope that Aeolus blows this whole thing over. And I swear to sticks, if he does that, people are gonna start storming Olympus harder than the Gigantus did. This isn't just some silly little Babylonian story that we can rework and replace at will. This is serious and it's a big deal, okay? Don't let them get away with this. Don't let them lose this information down in Erebus. This is the kind of thing that needs to be documented and placed securely in the Library of Alexandria so people always have access to it. Of course, this has also led to a lot of people calling into question whether or not Eros or Aphrodite knew about this, since all forms of desire technically do go through them. However, Aphrodite's followers really defend her out the wazoo, so you probably don't want to pursue anything with that until you have some evidence that's about as solid as Pygmalion's wife. Both Hades and Hestia have refused to comment on this, saying that they both have no interest in Zeus's shenanigans, and frankly, I can't help but respect that. Another side effect of all this coming to light is a lot of rumors are floating around now. Like, a lot of people are saying it was actually Zeus who wiped out the previous ages of man, like that flood was particularly his fault. There's also people saying Zeus actually orchestrated the opening of Pandora's box. I don't know if I buy into all that stuff. It sounds like conspiracy theory, like those people who went around saying that Zeus and Hades were the same god, or those weirdos up in Sparta who for some reason think Aphrodite is a war goddess. But there are also some legitimate questions being asked that I don't know how to answer. Like, we want answers, but we can't get them because Coeus, the titan of knowledge, is in Tartarus. Metis, the goddess of knowledge, was eaten by Zeus. Prometheus, the god titan of forethought, was chained up to a rock for so long that he probably doesn't even know how to use his powers anymore. These are all fair points, but let's stay on the topic at hand because we cannot let this disappear. Turns out there is a poet named Ovid working on a potential expose of the Greek gods, but he has a bit of a controversial history with Greece, so it's hard to say if he'll give us definitive answers or if he'll just pull a Roman Empire and copy someone else's shit. At the end of the day, I just hope we get some real definitive truths and this doesn't turn out to be another great Eleusinian mystery. And hopefully people can stop acting like a bunch of mindless automatons, stop trying to be Zeus's personal Atlas and hold up his entire reputation for him. Seriously, you are not some hero on his way to the Isles of the Blessed for behaving this way. You are honestly sadder than the entire story of Antigone. But there's really no telling how this will turn out for Zeus, the sexual abuse of Mount Olympus. But yeah, just wanted to talk about this because it's a really fucked up situation, and yeah, that's about it. See ya.